Hi, I'm Harry Kane, and I'm going to be ranking my top 10 goals from my European Golden Shoe season. Let's go. Great ball from Tommy. Yeah, amazing goal. I remember it clearly. It was like a rainy day. The first touch just set me up perfectly, and then I was able to kind of bend it in that corner. I mean, Tommy does great, to be honest. Then obviously I just find myself in a bit of space, and kind of seeing as it left my boot, I think there's a camera angle where you kind of see it just bending towards that far corner, and yeah, I kind of knew it was in maybe a second before it actually did. So one of my favourite goals, actually. I mean, top 10, I'm going to put that as number 5. Solid goal, but I can think of a couple better ones. Yeah, big game, obviously semi-final of the Champions League. It doesn't get much bigger. 1-1 at the time, so the chance to put us 2-1 ahead. And yeah, a really important goal because the momentum was with us at that moment in time. The atmosphere in the Allianz was incredible. And it all kind of went quiet, waiting for me to shoot that penalty, and I was able to execute it really well. So yeah, not the most glamorous goal, but a really important one. So in terms of my top 10 goals, I'm going to put it at number 7. Okay, yeah, my first home game in a Bayern Munich shirt. Really special occasion, and I'd already scored 1 goal in this game, and Fonzie puts a great ball. I was just trying to keep myself on side there because it was a close offside call, and it was a great finish, just kind of a dink finish. Yeah, sometimes harder than what they look. So it was obviously nice to see that one just fly into the back of the net in front of the home fans. So a nice finish. I'm going to rank that at. I'm going to go number 8. I'm going to go number 8. I'm saving myself for a few other goals here. Yeah, the hat-trick goal. Alex is great there. And then, yeah, it just kind of comes through, and it was kind of last minute of the game. I knew the game was probably already won, but to get that hat-trick in my first, the Classico, was obviously an amazing achievement. So a really good finish. Obviously, when you're going through one-on-one, the keeper has to kind of make a decision, and I was able to put it in that far corner. So away from home, to score a hat-trick in that type of game was a really special night for me. I think it's one of the games that even when I was in the Premier League, you watch and you hear about, and you know it's a big game. So of course I was looking forward to that when I came here, and yeah, the build-up around it amongst the players, amongst the fans, you could sense that it was a big night, especially away from home. It's always a bit more difficult. So yeah, it was obviously great to kind of get a goal early, 2 goals early as a team, but for me personally to get a goal early and then yeah, to finish it off with a hat-trick was special. Yeah, I'm going to rate that as number 4. I just think just the whole night itself was really special for me, and that goal topped it off. Yeah, another good finish, one of my favourites of the season. I think this for me is a really good goal because it's kind of a typical number 9 goal. I think you receive the ball with your back to the goal in the 18-yard box, and I'm able to just turn and hit it on the swivel. I think there's something I've practiced over my career to get better and better at, and I think as a number 9, that's as kind of good as a touch, turn and finish gets. So I talk a lot about the touch when you're finishing, how important the first touch is, and that one was a couple of touches, but being able to do it in one motion rather than taking another step affects the keeper a lot. So that's why, yeah, from a technical point of view, that was one of the best. I'm going to put it as number 6. I mean, this header was a really good one to begin with. I mean, from that far out, there wasn't loads of pace on the ball. I had to kind of generate it myself, and it just almost just come off my head perfectly. I mean, sometimes, you hit the perfect header and it hits the post or hits the bar or the keeper saves it, but this one just kind of, I could see it floating into that far corner. So again, it's a goal that's probably, you watch it and people just expect it, but it's a really hard technique, it's a really hard finish, and yeah, there's not too many goals I think I scored like that throughout the season. So again, from a number 9 point of view, I think that's a really good finish. I'm going to put it as number 9 though, or 4 left. Okay, I've left the top 3 open here, so let's see. Yeah, this goal was, I love this goal. I think there was just so much that happened in the transfer. I think it all happened so quick. It was like a whirlwind, and obviously my first Bundesliga game, I think there was a lot of people watching and expecting big things. So of course I wanted to start the season with a goal for this great club, and yeah, it was a tough game. I think it was 1-0 to us at this stage. So to score that second goal and kind of put the game to bed and to get my first goal in my first game was really important to me, and that holds a special place in my heart. No, I think it was important to get the win, and yeah, like I said, I think a lot of people were looking at me and seeing how I was going to perform. So from a personal point of view, it was nice to obviously score and win that game. I'm going to put that as number 3. That was a special goal for me. Yeah, this was again similar to a couple of the others. I think just a really good technical finish. I think. Yeah, I mean, it was 1-0 at the time. I think it was maybe 89th or 88th minute, or quite late in the game. And yeah, the game was kind of in that moment where everyone just thought it was dying out, and it just took a half chance like that to change the whole atmosphere in the stadium. So again, technically a really good finish, and as a number 9, you know, I look at goals like that and I'm really proud of those type of finishes. And yeah, again, maybe looks easier than what it actually is. So to execute that in the last minute to win the game was a great feeling. I'm going to put it as number 10, just because I don't know what's coming, so it's better than number 10, but I'm going to leave it there for now. Yeah. I'm glad this one is in there. This is a good moment for me. You know, I've taken quite a few free kicks in my career. I hadn't scored too many, and I've been working hard on this. So. Yeah, I mean, Josh made the run, which just opened a little gap on the side there, and I was able to bend it in. And technically, again, a very good goal. And yeah, I think it's something that I wanted to add to my game, which is why it was important to me. I think free kicks, I've scored from them before, but not loads of goals, so I wanted to improve on that aspect, and it was nice to see that one go in. That's going to be number 2.
Do you know what's missing?
I hope I know what's missing. I mean, I expect it to be in there, so let's have a look. Of course, this one was the one I was waiting for. Yeah, this was my favourite goal last season. Yeah, not just technically, I know it's a really difficult skill to produce, and you know, it doesn't happen often in football, but you know, we looked before the game and we saw that the keeper had a weird position and a bit of a high position when the ball was in play, and it's something I've tried throughout my career. I've scored one in pre-season before, but not in a competitive game. So I was eager throughout my career to make sure I was able to at least score one of those. And yeah, again, for it to come at home in our stadium and to execute it like that, almost just perfect, just below the bar, and hit the net on a full was as good as I could have asked for. You know, as I took the touch out of my feet, I always looked, you know, what's the best option on the pitch when you're in that position. Normally it's a pass. But kind of just where we were as a team and where their defence was, there wasn't really many options. So in that split second, you know, I knew from the research we'd done before that the keeper could be off his line. I could kind of see him at the corner of my eye. And yeah, you know, I think we was quite a few goals up in that game already. So I thought, why not? And I've trust myself from any position, and I obviously executed it perfectly. And that goes to number 1. I'm pretty happy with that. Blind ranking, there's a couple that maybe I changed, but overall I'm pretty happy. So these are my top 10 goals. Let me know in the comments if you would change any, but yeah, I'm happy with this choice.